Welcome back, everybody, to part 3 of this 5-part series. Yeah, part 3. Hope everybody is enjoying the series so far. Like I said in the previous video, I'm going to try to put a link to the description of the previous videos in there. But this one is going to be on will your kids resent you for truck driving? Stay tuned, you want to hear all about this. Welcome back, everybody, to the Trash Trucker channel, y'all. Like I say, we are in a 5-part mini series here on things they don't tell you about trucking. Things that you should know before you make that decision. Should I be a truck driver or should I not? Part 3 here is about, will your kids resent you for truck driving? This is a biggie. This is a biggie. This is a biggie. If you have kids, if you're not a truck driver yet and you have kids, or you're a truck driver and then you start a family, please know this. Unless you are a local driver, if you are an over-the-road driver, you will miss birthdays, you will miss anniversaries, you will miss first words being spoken, first steps being taken. There is a lot you will miss in your kids' lives as an over-the-road driver. Now, if you're a local driver, that's different. If you're a local driver, that's different, and you're home each night, you've got a better chance of being there for your kids. But if you are an over-the-road truck driver, and you're out an average of 3 weeks plus, which is industry standard for over-the-road drivers, you will miss a lot of your kids growing up. Now, I started in 04. My son was born in 2000, so my son was 4. Just turned 4 when I started. My daughter was 11. My other daughter was 14. So 4, 11, and 14 were my children's ages. The 2 oldest were daughters. To be honest, I had a wonderful relationship with my daughters before I started truck driving. I sit on the bed with them. We'd sit there and talk. They tell me things. You know, we laughed and giggled a lot. You know, you do what dad and daughters do. When you pick them up, you spin them around, you dance with them, act goofy with them. They ride horsey on your back, things. You do typical things that dads and daughters do. But after I started driving, that all changed. My relationship with my girls went absolutely in the toilet. Absolutely in the toilet. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for these videos because I'm speaking the truth in my videos, y'all. It's been years. They say talking helps heal wounds, getting things off your chest. In these video series, I'm getting some things off my chest. I'm not going into all the details like some say I should talk about, but I'm getting some things off that happened to me so that you drivers or potential drivers can know what to look forward to and what could potentially happen. Not saying it would happen, but these are things that could potentially happen to a truck driver. Like I said, my relationship with my daughters was wonderful. My son, when he was born, I actually owned a janitorial service at the time. I was home with him all the time. I was changing his diapers. He was going to the office with me and everything else. It was wonderful when he was born. But after 9/11 and everything else, janitorial started slowing down. Of course, you know, janitorials When economies get tough, people start cleaning themselves as opposed to hiring out. So to try to keep some employees employed, I took a job working at a shipyard down in Jacksonville, Florida, working on Navy ships and things in dry dock. And then, like in video number 2, my now ex-wife started cheating. Granted, there was cheating before, but one of my children knew what was going on. Now, granted, my son was 4, just turned 4. He had no clue what was going on. He was completely innocent. He knew nothing. And actually, I found out now that he's in his 20s, he even asked my older daughter, did the things that Dad used to say about Mom, were they true? Did Mom really do the things that Dad said she did? And I will give a lot of credit to my daughter. She admitted to my son, yes, Mom did do those things. Because there has been a rift between me and my daughters for years. Because they knew what was going on, but they still defended and took their mother's place. They still took her side. They still took her side of everything, knowing that she was doing wrong and cheating on their father. They still took the mother's side. And as a dad, that hurts. Knowing that you're busting your butt, you're staying gone, you're running, trying to make money, trying to provide for the family. And the mother's constantly going out, partying and drinking, literally having guys over, or several guys before my divorce was over. My one daughter walked in the bedroom, a guy was sitting on my bed in his underwear. My daughter saw him flat out. But, she was made to think she was crazy, and the next morning, no, you were seeing things, you were sleepy, you don't know what you saw. So, as a father to your daughters, knowing the sacrifice that a father puts forth to provide, to do the best he can to provide. Granted, my children may not have had the life they wanted, but I did the best I could possibly do during that time to provide for them. Like I say, trucking is hard when you're first starting out. You're not making much money. You're not. You're not making much money, which I discussed in video 1. So it starts to wear on you. Well, as a father, it hurts knowing that your kids knew what was going on and even chose not to tell you. You don't find out the extent of what they knew until after the fact. But you find out your kids knew. The mother was given certain privileges to keep quiet, to babysit the other kids, the other children, so mom can leave the house at 11 o'clock at night and then go out and sometimes not even come home until after they're on the bus. I mean, that's really hurtful, and that can cause some problems with your relationship with your children. To be honest, it did for me, and it has for many years, and I have a lot of scars. My daughters have a lot of scars. But me as a father feeling betrayed by your children, it's hurtful. Knowing that you were made out to be the bad guy. You were absolutely made out to be the bad guy and everything. Knowing your ex-wife was going around telling stories about how I used to beat her. But yet anyone that knew the real story knew it was me who was getting hit. I'm not a violent person. I avoid confrontation. I'm an introvert. I don't like gatherings. I don't like crowds. If I do get drunk, I'm a sleepy drunk. I go to sleep, but I don't really drink. I mean, I'm drunk off 1 glass of wine or 2 wine coolers, and I'm a sleepy drunk. But you know, when you get to a point to where, you know, you've got someone behind you, you're pissed off because your wife's cheating. You know, your kids know about it. You feel absolutely awful. You start to build up a resentment to your kids that knew. Your kids resent you for always being gone because they look at it, well, it's your fault. You left. You left mom alone in all this. It's your fault all this happened. So, you know, things get turned around on the dad and it causes problems with the kids. So if you have kids or you want to start a family, all this goes back. You need to have a serious conversation with your wife. And if you've already got kids, know ahead of time, this is going to affect your relationship with your spouse and your children. It absolutely will cause problems. Like I say, unless you're a local guy at home every night, you're missing all kinds of things in your children's lives. That scars them because they're like, well, dad was never here. Dad must not have loved me because dad was never here for me. Dad doesn't love me. He was always gone. But growing up as kids, they don't realize the reason you were always gone is to try to provide for them. So they had a roof over their head. Like after my divorce, eventually I ended up with custody of my children. I provided cell phones, brand new vehicles as long as they went to school. That was the agreement. I would pay for your vehicle, a brand new vehicle, knowing that I was a truck driver, knowing that, you know, I would be gone. My mom would come and stay at the house with the kids whenever I'd be gone. And then she'd go home during the day, come back when they come home from school. Well, I provided brand new vehicles that was the deal. You go to school, you get your education. I'll pay for a vehicle, all the bills on the vehicle, insurance, payments, cell phones, as long as you go to school and get an education. Try to be better than me. Try to get an education and do something with your life more than what I am, just a truck driver. But then your kids also come back and look at, well, dad was never here for us. So, I mean, it's a catch-22. They don't realize growing up that you did what you had to do to provide a better life for them. Well, not all of us can be doctors and lawyers and, you know, software engineers where we can be home every day. Not all of us can make a living to provide for our family flipping burgers at McDonald's. You just can't. So, you know, there's things that a parent has to do to provide for the kids, and your kids will resent you for it. The only hope that you can have is when they grow up and have children of their own, eventually they'll understand what you did and why and how things affect you as a person. Because as a parent, we generally hold a lot of things in. I'm one of them who held a lot of things in, which I will try to remember to discuss in part 4, which is trucking and being gone and family issues will cause a trucker to go into a depression. Video number 4, truckers and depression, y'all. Stay tuned for that video. Y'all be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, share the videos if you think anybody can get out of this. If you know someone who's struggling with some things, let them know they're not alone. This video series is absolutely about that. Letting other people know, hey, look, they're not alone if they're going through this. Others have been through that. And also for the new people who are looking into trucking, all this helps you make an informed decision. Because the more information you have that you can hear a real life experience from someone who lived it, the better off you will be. Anyway, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, just share, leave comments in the videos, y'all. Let me know what you thought. And we will catch you on video number 4 in this series, which is depression. Catch you in the next one, y'all. Peace out.
Yeah, she's got some nice long hair, and you know that she's a bad chick. All the boys stare, can't help it, it's a habit. Clothes that she wears, short skirt